What if everything you think you know about Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo is incomplete? What if one of the greatest forwards in football history just admitted that they destroy defenders in two completely different dimensions? Thierry Henry didn't talk about Ballon d'Or. He didn't talk about trophies. He talked about 2 seconds and 2 meters. One beats you before you even react. The other beats you even when you react perfectly. So what did Henry really mean, and why does this confession change the way we see Messi and Ronaldo forever? Before we begin, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with every football fan who still believes the Messi-Ronaldo debate is only about goals. When Thierry Henry speaks about forwards, football listens. Not because he scored beautiful goals, not because he won trophies, but because he understood defenders' fear from the inside. Henry lived in the space where matches are decided, Premier League chaos, Champions League pressure, international football at its most unforgiving, and that is exactly why his words about Messi and Ronaldo hit differently. At nearly 38 years old, Lionel Messi is still leading elite attacking charts with over 70 goal contributions in a single season, despite playing deeper, slower, and with fewer touches than ever before. Cristiano Ronaldo, meanwhile, built seasons where 50 to 60 goals were not exceptions, but expectations, transforming physical dominance into inevitability. Same era, same spotlight, same defenders, yet Henry insists they never attacked football in the same way. One bends time, the other conquers space. And here is the uncomfortable question we almost never ask. What if the real difference between Messi and Ronaldo is not talent, but the type of helplessness they create? Because when Henry talks about 2 seconds and 2 meters, he is not being poetic. He is being brutally precise. Thierry Henry did not wake up one morning and decide to settle the Messi-Ronaldo debate. This wasn't a hot take. This wasn't a viral soundbite. It came after years of watching football evolve and defenders suffer. As a pundit, Henry kept seeing the same pattern repeat itself. Teams prepared perfectly. Pressing triggers were rehearsed. Defensive lines were compact. Distances were measured to the centimeter. And still, Messi and Ronaldo kept deciding games. Not because defenses were bad, but because their excellence made preparation irrelevant. Henry noticed something disturbing. Defenders often did everything right and still lost. Against Messi, they reacted on time, but too late. Against Ronaldo, they reacted correctly, but without enough reach. That is when Henry finally put words to what defenders feel but rarely admit. This one, he implied, beats you before you move. And this one, he added, beats you even after you move. 2 types of domination, 2 types of despair. And suddenly, the debate stopped being about goals, assists, or trophies. It became about how footballers break the laws of the game. Time, space. Because in football, if you control one of those two, you don't need to control anything else. When Thierry Henry talks about 2 seconds, he is not talking about speed. He is talking about time inside the brain. Messi does not outrun you. He does not overpower you. He simply arrives earlier in the decision-making process. Defenders often say the same thing after facing Messi. I was there. I closed the angle. I didn't make a mistake. And yet, the ball is already gone. Messi wins those 2 seconds before the pass is played, before the defender shifts his weight, before the press is triggered, before the trap is activated. Henry explains it brutally. By the time you realize what Messi is doing, he is already finishing something he decided 2 touches ago. This is why Messi doesn't need many touches. This is why he can walk for minutes, and then destroy a defensive block in 3 actions. Coaches in MLS, La Liga, and the Champions League have all admitted the same nightmare. You cannot coach reaction speed fast enough to beat anticipation at that level. Messi forces defenders to play in the past. They are always reacting to something that has already happened in his head. That is why, even at 38, even with fewer sprints, even with fewer duels, Messi still leads elite attacking metrics with over 70 goal contributions, because age steals your legs. But it doesn't steal your 2 seconds. And that is exactly why Henry says Messi doesn't beat you physically. He beats you chronologically. If Messi destroys you in time, Cristiano Ronaldo destroys you in space. Thierry Henry's 2 meters is not an exaggeration. It is the distance that separates a good defender from a helpless one when Ronaldo attacks the box. Against Ronaldo, defenders often read the situation correctly. They track the run, they hold the line, they jump at the right moment, and still, they lose. Because Ronaldo doesn't need to trick you. He outreaches you. Those 2 meters are in the air, in the stride length, in the explosive first step, in the vertical leap that turns an ordinary cross into a death sentence. Henry points out something defenders hate admitting. You can make the right decision and still be powerless. Ronaldo forces defenses to retreat even when he is not touching the ball. Center backs drop deeper. Full backs stop overlapping. Midfield lines sink out of fear of one run behind them. This is how Ronaldo reshaped matches for more than a decade, not by participating in every phase, but by occupying space so violently that the entire system bends around him. At his peak, 50 or even 60 goals in a season were not about volume shooting. They were about inevitability. Give him 2 meters in the box, and football stops being tactical. It becomes biological. This is why Henry insists Ronaldo doesn't beat you mentally first. He beats you structurally. Your body simply cannot go where his can. This is where Thierry Henry's confession becomes uncomfortable for coaches. Because once you understand the difference between 2 seconds and 2 meters, you realize something disturbing. There is no universal solution. Teams that face Messi usually dominate the ball. They press high, they compress space, they feel in control, and then suddenly they are not. One vertical pass, one half turn, one defender steps out half a second too late. Against Messi, teams lose while believing they are winning. Against Ronaldo, it is the opposite. Teams retreat early, they sacrifice possession, they protect the box, and yet the danger never disappears. One cross, one blindside run, one jump that no tactical board can erase. Against Ronaldo, teams lose while knowing exactly what is coming. Henry highlights the cruel irony. Messi punishes systems that want control. Ronaldo punishes systems that want safety. That is why some teams look ridiculous after facing Messi even with 65% possession, and why others look broken after facing Ronaldo even with 5 defenders in the box. 2 players, 2 forms of dominance, 2 different kinds of tactical collapse, and this leads to the final, unavoidable question. If football keeps evolving, which nightmare is harder to escape? Before you leave, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it if this perspective changed the way you see the greatest rivalry in football. Thierry Henry did not choose Messi over Ronaldo. He did something far more unsettling. He revealed that football has been dominated for nearly 2 decades by 2 different laws. One controls time, the other controls space. Messi wins you over 2 seconds earlier. Ronaldo defeats you 2 meters higher. And maybe that is why this debate will never end. So now the question is yours. Which is more terrifying for a defender, losing time or losing space? Tell us in the comments, and we'll see you in the next story.